Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 12 Mile Garage. Today we're going to try to tackle this Kean CVK carburetor off of a 2004 Arctic Cat 400. Somehow it's had a window put in the side of it. We got a new one ordered, but you know, why not try to fix it? See if we can. So we're going to jump into this and going to try to take off this bowl and get into the inside of this and try to remove the float and the needle and seat. And I think we'll be able to work on the side of the carburetor on the body here. The materials I'm going to be using today in this video are going to be yours truly, welding a tube, I guess you'd call it, JB Weld. I've always had good luck with JB Weld. I will add that when you're mixing this stuff, when they say you've got a certain amount of time to do it in, you got a certain amount of time to do it in. You better hurry. It works really good. If it whatever it drips on, it's gonna stick. But I've had good luck porting small engines with it, intakes like 4-wheeler intakes and stuff like that. 2-stroke mainly. You can take a Dremel to it, and you can trim it down after it dries. Yeah, it's just good old JB Weld. We're gonna give it a shot. For the majority of this job, I'm going to use this Dremel. It's a plug-in, wall plug-in Dremel. I've also got a cordless Dremel, which most of you might have. It's a newer model. It's the 7700. It works really good. I've used it for a lot of things. The only bad part is the battery runs dead really quick. This one's corded. Stone. I don't know if you could see the, yeah, no way. And then I'm going to put this wheel, Dremel wheel, on one of these, I guess you'd call it a hub. This one, as you can see, I've already had one on it before. It's one of the hyper tough, thinner ones. This one's an actual Dremel grinder wheel. So it's probably not going to come apart. So we're going to try that, give that a shot. Now that we've got this seated on the, call it our hub, if I can keep it in my hands, it just fits right down into the chuck of the Dremel tool here, like so. Bam. Alright guys, now that we're situated, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take off these 4 screws. They are Phillips head, and if they have never been off before, I can guarantee you they're going to be really tight. These in fact have been off before, excuse me, and wow, wasn't expecting that. Anyhow, these have been off before, and they are loose. Not loose, but they have been broken loose. If there is any dirt around the bowl, you're going to want to, shoo that away. You don't want any contaminants or fines getting into the bowls, because the jets are right in the top of the carburetor, right, just pointing up toward the top, and they are in the bottom rather. So alright, let's get started here. Little magnets. Alright, now that you have those off and situated in a safe spot, because you don't want to lose them, you can go ahead and gently pop the bowl loose. If you've got a pocket screwdriver, you can make sure you're on a really strong part of the casting, like say right here, and you can lightly pry, or you can take a file or a pick and try to get in there. But we're going to go ahead and take this off. Okay, once you take this off, it'll expose the inside of the bowl. Now, there is a rubber O-ring that goes around this, and if it is just dang near flat, you might want to get a new one, but make sure you try to get an OEM one, because the ones that come from other places that aren't of good quality, they are a little bit too big or a little bit too small, and they don't fit right. It just makes for a huge headache. But that's pretty much it for the bowl. Alright, now that we're inside the bowl of the carburetor, you have your jets here. Alright, we won't be fooling with any of that today. What we're going to be fooling with is this pin that goes through the hinge point right here, and it goes all the way through. Now, I will say that I cannot remember which way it goes, but it only goes one way. It's bigger on one end than it is the other. Okay, now that I figured out which way it goes, I'm going to go ahead and press with my straight pick. Focus here. I'm going to go ahead and press it out. Like so. Comes right out. Now, once this comes out, you don't want to lose it. So just go ahead and pull that out, and you'll hear the float audibly drop down. Set this aside. Now, once you've got that out, you'll be able to gently remove the float, and it will expose the needle and seat on the inside. And it looks like it did not want to participate, which was probably the reason why this carburetor was leaking and giving trouble to begin with. Okay, I wanted to show you guys this, if I can get the camera to focus on it. This little pin, or clip wire, that loop goes around the top of the needle. Okay, and when you try to take it out, it likes to hang up in there. Okay, and well, this one didn't want to hang up. So we'll go ahead and take our little pliers, and we'll go ahead and pull that little booger right up out of there. And if you can see, it's got a little teeny tiny rubber piece that goes over the hole in the bottom of this channel, or tube if you will, and plugs the gas off whenever the float gets high enough and goes down. So now that we're into the main body of it, and we've exposed an area to be able to work on the hole, I'm going to go ahead and start prepping for the JB Weld. Alright, I'm going to start off with my little wire brush on my Dremel, and I'm going to just, spin it up to a decent pace, and I'm going to clean the outside of the body. around the hole where I'm gonna be doing work. Because you don't want any contaminants. I mean, JB Weld does generally stick to just about anything, but if you want a good seal, you really want it to have a clean surface to mate to. Alright, now that that's done, we can, well, I'm going to switch over to my abrasive bit, and I'm going to actually square that hole up and make it a little nicer. Switch bits here. Alright, now you can see I've made scores in the parent metal around the hole, so the JB Weld has something to bond to and hold. I'm gonna take some really coarse sandpaper, or I might even just take that abrasive bit and just kind of needle it, so it'll give it something to hold on to. Okay guys, now that we've made sure there's no dirt or contaminants inside the bowl of the carburetor, and make sure there's no sharp edges, and you go ahead and run your finger in there and make sure there's no dirt or debris, anything that's going to cause the carburetor to malfunction later on down the road. We're going to go ahead and grab some what I like to call clear Scotch packing tape, this stuff, and I'm going to cover the back of the hole, so that way it gives the JB Weld something good to hold on to. Alright, now that we've got this covered, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to try to trim the excess. I'm going to go ahead and place my finger over the holes, so if there's any chance it's going to catch or pull. Alright, now that we've got that trimmed off, it's more manageable, and we can get in there. Now we're going to start, I think I'm ready to start the process of the JB Weld. Alright, got the JB Weld here. I'm going to go ahead and read the instructions. Boring, I know. Clean and repair area of dirt, grease, oil, and paint, or rust. Squeeze equal parts of each tube, red and black, onto disposable surface. Cardboard, you know, your workbench, whatever. And you pretty much mix it all up. It will get warm. They don't tell you that. It'll get warm to the touch because the chemical's reacting. And it says to dry, sets in 4 to 6 hours, cures in 15 to 24 hours. Allow 4 to 6 hours before handling and 15 hours minimum before putting object back into use. So pretty much long time. I say do the part, walk away. So we're going to go ahead and try to find something and mix this up. Alright, got this open. It's got a little poke thing built into the cap. Gonna take the red one here, turn it, make sure it's open really good. put the cap back on it, because if you've ever messed with these, everybody knows that whatever position they're squeezed in, once you puncture that, it's going to start coming out. So I got the black here, going to do the same thing. Got it opened up. So I say our piece is probably not going to take a lot, but I want to make sure I have enough, so I'm going to go ahead and put a good little dab on here. That's probably more than enough for what we're doing here today. Alright, now that I've got this on here, I'm going to use this old screwdriver. I've turned it into a punch. I'm going to start mixing this stuff together. I will say that it does stink, so if you're big on respiration and wearing masks and stuff like that, I recommend wearing a mask if that's what you're into. I've mixed so much of this stuff and done so much crazy crap. If it kills me, it kills me. I know. No reason to be dumb about it. This stuff stinks to high heaven. Alright, now that we've got that mixed up, we're going to go ahead and put it on our part. I'm going to stick my finger on the back side just to make sure I don't get anything where I don't want it. I'll take a good amount, that yay big. Try not to let it drip, and it's going to drip. Position just right here, so y'all can see too. Bear with me, I'm doing this one-handed. Alright, let's go ahead and drop that in there. I'm taking the point of that, try to be swift with it. Kind of work that down in there. Turn it a little bit, take a little bit out as you need. Work it around the edges real good. And there you have it, guys. And by the time it dries, it'll be next year. Oh, and with the tape being sealed up, you can see down in there, I think. Let's see if I can get it down down just right. You can see down in there where it's worked itself in. So alright, now that that's done, and we've got that semi-sealed up, alright, I'm just going to kind of let gravity kind of help me make that settle in. I think, like everybody's saying right now on the video, leave it alone. So that being said, guys, that pretty well concludes this video. Alright guys, that's the end of this video for today. I hope this wild repair works for you. It may not work for me, it may not work for you, but I hope it works for you. There's a lot of use in that. But anyway, thanks a lot. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me, you know, I still like to make tools. I got a lot of tools that I want to make out of scrap. Let me know if there's something that you want to see done, or if you have any questions, let me know. Anyway, catch you next time, guys. Thanks a lot.